Is Addison Rae and Bryce Hall's on again, off again, on again, off again, on again relationship fake? I've got all the details for you with my Hollywire team. I'm Perez Hilton.
I'm Ian Callahan.
And I'm Gabi Conti, and this is Live with Perez Hilton. Yes, so as you guys know, Bryce Hall and Addison Rae, they appear to be currently on from getting caught by the Hollywood Fix recently, making out behind Saddle Ranch, to their couple's costume of the Joker and Harley Quinn, to the two posting cuddly shots on Instagram and TikTok. And also Addison most recently posted a picture of her and Bryce, with Bryce hugging her. But before she did that, she sent a very cryptic tweet that says, "The internet allows you to see and know what is posted on it. You could be missing a lot of information." She later confirmed that this tweet was referring to her relationship with Bryce Hall. Then Dumois, a celebrity page that anonymously exposes people's encounters with famous people, shared a submission from a person claiming to work for Addison's management company that said Bryce and Addison's relationship is totally fake and made up for publicity and drama, and that the couple even has a tentative breakup date for December 3rd. Perez, what do you think about this? Do you believe this?
Well, first, let's backtrack for a second.
Okay.
The tweet that she sent out, I interpret that as, you guys are having very loud and often mean opinions about my relationships, who I date. That's up to me. You don't tell me who I date. And honestly, I don't care if you don't like this person or that person. It was a way of defending Bryce Hall without defending him, which is smart. But, you know, if you're going to be with him, then be with him.
Yeah.
Then say, stand back and this is my man, and then name him and be proud of it. It's almost like she wants to have her cake and eat it too. It's like, we all know she's with him, but she's playing a game. You know, it's very strategic what she's doing. And as for the whole, is it real or not? If she was going to do that, and it has happened, okay? It's not unheard of to have showmances. I like to call it celebrity dating, right?
Yes, yes.
You date up. Two C-listers together are a B-lister, right? Because if you're a C-lister by yourself, even with another C-lister, you're on the B-list together. She could have had a much better option for herself. I mean, even just dating Scott Disick. Yeah. She could have dated Scott Disick, and that would have given her much more mainstream attention.
Right, absolutely. But then when you do look at their timeline, I think that this relationship definitely started off real and genuine, especially when they first met about a year ago. They had a date, and they were like, so you could see they were very genuinely into each other. But my question is how strategic it is that every time Bryce gets into trouble, he's dating Addison right after. So after his arrest.
Well, you could call it strategic, or some might call it manipulative of him towards her.
Yeah.
You know, she seems like, first of all, she's only 20 years old.
Correct.
So she's very young. He's a little bit older than her, and has been an influencer longer than she has as well. So he's more aware of it being a game and how you play the game. And she might wear her heart on her sleeve and really care for this guy. Yeah.
Ian, what do you think about this?
Well, I think it's definitely somewhat strategic. I mean, if you look at just if we're going to talk about the Saddle Ranch incident where they're kind of making out like behind the scenes at Saddle Ranch. I work there. I'm in the mix of all that. They were there for a total of maybe 10 to 15 minutes. So, I mean, if they want to get in the public eye, if they want to get shots on Hollywood Fix and all over the place, like that's the place you're going to go. You're going to show off your costume. You're going to show off that you guys are together. I mean, they had already posted TikToks together. So, you know, I mean, I feel like Halloween is a kind of a big holiday for like these social media kids. And so they went out to the most popping place in West Hollywood for social media influencers together. They get caught making out together. I mean, I was around them. They were there for 10 minutes. They didn't come there to eat. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean? Really? So there's definitely some kind of strategy involved in that.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they ended up going to a bunch of parties and kept it quiet. I mean, I'm actually shocked I didn't see any photos of Addison at Kendall Jenner's party that was also held that same night, Halloween night. I'm curious, since you work at Saddle Ranch, I'm a dinosaur. I've been around forever. I've lived in Los Angeles for longer than most of these influencers have been born.
Right.
What happened with Saddle Ranch? Because it's been around just as long as I have, and it was never the hot spot. But now it's the hot spot. How did that happen? Why did that happen? Was it actually the pandemic?
I think
Was
so.
it COVID made Saddle Ranch a hot spot because they have
yeah.
a big outdoor area?
Outdoor area. They expanded the outdoor even bigger to the parking lot. And also it's one of the few places that is like a bar that also allows under 21-year-olds to go, right? Is that correct, Ian?
Essentially, so I mean, we're operating still as a restaurant, right? I started right after they kind of released some of the restrictions on COVID and outdoor dining was allowed. So everyone I've talked to that's worked at Saddle Ranch before COVID says that this is completely changed from, like what you were saying, Perez, that this is completely different than how it used to be, the vibe that it used to be. I think it has a lot to do with the Hollywood Fix YouTube clips that are paparazzi clips that get 1 million views, 2 million views on them walking out of Saddle Ranch. People see that, and then we have a line out the door for 2.5, 3 hours. And
What?
Bryce Hall, like, yeah, there's literally waits that starting at 9:30, 10 o'clock. If Bryce Hall or Charlie D'Amelio or Noah Beck are in the building, it's immediately 2 hours to get a table there.
Wow.
I mean, that's obviously, from what I hear, it's way different than how it used to be. Obviously, you can't ride the bull, can't do this, do that. I've said this before. It's paparazzi's like absolute dream to just have all these celebrities sitting in the parking lot at tables. You know what I mean? They're not inside. They're not like in dimly lit West Hollywood restaurants anymore. They're right out there in the parking lot. You can take videos of them flirting with other girls, doing whatever they want. So yeah, the paparazzi videos that get 5 million views, that's what's kind of turned Saddle Ranch into what it is.
Now, I'm sure you're all doing everything legally, though. A lot of these influencers are under the age of 21. They're not. If you see an influencer under the age of 21 that is under 21, you see them drinking, are they escorted out? Are they told to stop drinking?
So essentially, we all got got chewed out by management there, and they did a whole overhaul, essentially saying if you're caught serving underages in any way, shape, or form, you're booted, and you could face some kind of legal repercussions, because there were videos of our signature specialty ranch punch vodka drink sitting next to somebody that 10 million people know is a 19-year-old. You know what I mean? So yeah, that definitely was an issue. So we've really cracked down on kids trying to drink underage, because I said this the last time we were talking about Saddle Ranch on this live, was that these kids graduated high school and then got this huge fame on social media, moved to Los Angeles. They didn't go to college. So Saddle Ranch is kind of like their local college bar now. I know a lot of Angelinos that have been here for a long time hate to hear that, because it's such an iconic spot for different reasons, but it's turning into an iconic spot as like the frat party that Bryce Hall is throwing every Friday.
For this year.
Yeah.
Next year, it'll be a different place.
Yeah.
I find it interesting, though, that I'm not aware of any backlash Addison Rae had for even just going out to party on Halloween.
Yeah. Well, I feel like she was getting a little, Ariana Grande recently shaded
everybody that goes to the Saddle Ranch. Yeah, she's like, you can't wait until the pandemic is over to go to Saddle Ranch.
And Addison had a response saying that she said, yeah, she thought that
it was Dixie D'Amelio.
Oh, well, Addison also said.
Yes.
Yeah, Addison was interviewed with Bryce in Beverly Hills, like right after, before Dixie. And Addison said, yeah, I think she was right. And then Addison also goes, I'm not going out anymore. And like the paparazzi was very confused, because they were like, just a couple of days ago, we saw you at Saddle Ranch, but now we're hearing from Ian that it was only for 10 minutes. So I guess maybe that's what she means.
So yeah, they were in and out because they were right next to my section, and obviously there's a lot of buzz when they come in, and everybody outside on the patio is super excited that they're there. So they were getting a lot of attention. I actually went over to talk to them because I've spoke to Bryce and Addison a few times just in passing at Saddle Ranch, and she had just like asked for a water or something. I brought her an extra water, and then I think Bryce was like, we're heading out, like this is too much. And it's like you knew this was going to be too much. It's
always too much, right?
Yeah, it's Halloween. You guys are coming out with Addison. Like, you're coming out with Addison. You think it's going to be a calm night? Like, of course it's too much. Yeah. So, and then they have a
enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah. Well, I just kind of wanted to, we're getting a lot of comments here. Obviously, and this is something I anticipated happening as we're talking about this story, that the fans are upset. They're saying love isn't fake. Braddison forever. Look, we ship Braddison too. We want Braddison to be.
No, I don't want them to be together.
Okay, I ship Braddison. I'm a Braddison shipper. I love them together.
I think he's bad for her.
But I'm just a little, we have this report right here. I mean, Ian's telling us that the night they were at Saddle Ranch, they were only there for 10 minutes.
But that doesn't mean that it was fake. It just means they wanted to be seen.
Right. And then, I just kind of feel like the volume of these posts that are coming out, it feels like they're trying to prove something to people instead of just like being in their relationship. And that to me is where I'm thinking, is this real? And then hearing this other blind item that like Addison's management company is behind this. And apparently Addison is also trying to get Bryce to join her management company, which is why she's been, that's another blind that we heard. So these are coming from reputable sources, even though this is not mainstream news. We are seeing this in like blind items that from trusted sources, people in the industry. And so when I hear that, I look back at the relationship and I start to wonder.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. Bryce leaving his management company, because that's tied to
Sway House.
Experience.
Exactly.
And he's a part of it.
Yeah.
He started the Sway House.
Yeah. But now it kind of makes sense if that is true of like why Addison keeps going back to him, because there's something for her to get out of it as well.
This is what I have to say about the relationship is, it's hard enough to be in an on and off again relationship when you're a private citizen, having to explain to your sister, your family, your friends that you're back with the girl that everybody calls her toxic and you guys are toxic together. It's hard enough in that situation. Now imagine you have 50 million people that are wondering that question. It's got to be tough. I mean, they're 20 and 21 years old. Of course they're going to be on, off again, but you get business involved, you get like their followers and the Sway House management and her management involved. And of course there's going to be some business behind it. I mean, it would be a shame if they're going to be, a couple and not try to be a power couple in the industry, but I mean.
Well, speaking of business, I find it interesting that Bryce Hall has this new YouTube video coming out.
Yes.
And Dixie D'Amelio agreed to be a part of his YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
If I was advising Dixie D'Amelio, if I was her manager or even her father, I would say, I don't know if that's a book for you, a good association to be in a Bryce Hall video or to be even hanging out with him. But she is. Since I've got your attention and we're live, I also did find it telling and interesting that a lot of the top influencers like Bryce and Addison and Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio, all of them this week unfollowed Tony Lopez on Instagram. And Tony was one of the founding members of the Hype House, and to my knowledge is still a part of the Hype House, even though he doesn't live there. So that was something noteworthy that's business related, but with everything, with Addison and Bryce's relationship, with Dixie being in Bryce's video. This is a world where it's business, but there are also friendships at play, and the lines between professional and personal are blurred.
Yeah.
So I could maybe believe this isn't real, that they're together just for business purposes, but I will agree with the commenters. Love is not fake.
No,
but I don't ship them together.
Yeah, well, I do ship them together, and but I am a little skeptical. I'm skeptical about this, guys, and I know that comes with a lot of backlash from the comments that we're getting in right now. But yeah, I mean, I will here. If they break up near December 3rd, then you could say we were right. Okay. So if that happens, mark your calendars. And if Braddison is over on December 3rd, then just seems like we do have this source is trusted. This is a real story. But what you're saying about Dixie and the Bryce Hall thing, that's really interesting too to me, because that video is supposed to come out today. It could have came out as we've been going live. I don't have access to that right now. But that was something that Dixie even said so much that she was single in promoting that video.
She was joking.
But still, I mean,
it's very telling. You know, I loathe, despise influencers and traditional celebrities that complain about invasiveness when they themselves are exploiting their own relationships. Joking about being single is exploiting your own relationship. That's fine.
Right.
I'm all for it. Exploit yourself. I exploit myself all the time. But then don't complain down the line that I can't have a private life or I want to be private about. No, there is no privacy, especially when you're doing things like that.
Right.
To get people to tune into a stupid YouTube video.
Right.
It's going to be a stupid video.
Yeah, you chose that. I also, I mean, yeah, you can choose to get off social media. You know, it's a source of revenue for these people that's pretty insane. And I mean, I wouldn't choose to do it if I was making the kind of money they're making doing it. But, you know, I agree with you, Perez, that first of all, like to jump back not way back, but I also do not ship this relationship. I think Addison can do way better. I think maybe they were together before they really skyrocketed to the very top of the game in both of their own realms. But I think now, I mean, Addison could have any guy in the world. I truly believe that. So it's like, I mean, to be with Bryce Hall is just, you know, that's my opinion on that. But I don't know.
Or there's another side, or they are meant to be, or this is a totally genuine, real thing that obviously is as possible as well. You know, rumors get started a certain way. We wanted to look a little deeper into it because of just like, it was all so quick and just a lot. I mean, we had a dating coach on here on our live recently when we were talking about what happened after Halloween. And he also was just so shocked of how quickly they went from posting nothing together to like all of these like relationship official posts on Instagram. I mean, if it's a real relationship, when you kind of go from 0 to 100 so quickly.
Well, even today I saw Bryce Hall left a comment on a video that this TikTok young lady made, kind of mocking the video that Addison made from Halloween. To surmise it, she said, "This is how Bryce and Addison think people are going to respond," freaking out. And she was mocking them.
Right.
And Bryce said, "Well, 12 million people disagreed with you," meaning it got 12 million views, that video.
I don't know. And if you are like really in a solid relationship, do you need the validation of 12 million people to tell you that you're cute, or can you just like live your life? I mean, I guess if you're an influencer, that's hard to do because
you need the validation.
You need the validation. You want people to ship you and your significant other.
I mean, it's got to be somewhat of an addiction to see those kind of numbers come in on your phone or on your computer. Like it's crazy. They've got to be addicted to this kind of fame, and it's hard to kind of get over that, or at least social media fame where, you know, the validation of likes and views is just so visceral. You can just look at it and literally count it. Here's the numbers. Like they said, 12 million people disagreed with you. You know, we must be doing something right if we have the, you know, like more than what, like a state, like they've got a whole state in the United States watching their video in an hour, you know, like that's crazy, you know. Like the state of North Carolina is like 10 million people. They have more than that watching them do their little Halloween dance or whatever, you know?
Well, and it was also announced that now TikTok has the more people on the app than Snapchat. It surpassed Snapchat, and it's like really becoming the app that people use to communicate with each other and to go official if you're Braddison. But I do wonder the numbers. I wonder how well Bryce Hall's videos on TikTok do with just him versus how well they do when it's him and Addison.
Well, obviously, I'm sure they do much better. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she's a powerhouse. So, I mean, anytime she's in any kind of situation, like in any video, she's gonna pump the numbers up. But I mean, let's not forget that he's got millions and millions of followers as well. Like,
but a fraction of hers.
A fraction of hers, sure.
I mean, even somebody like I'll mention it again, like Noah Beck only started really having a social media career in 2020.
Yeah.
Bryce Hall has been around for years, and now Noah Beck has surpassed him by millions of followers. on some level, that must sting for Bryce Hall. I didn't notice, but I also did not check Addison's TikTok before we went live. Yesterday or before, did she do a single post encouraging people to vote?
I don't, and she's been interested. That's been like a very, also with Bryce too, the two of them, that's been a sore subject. We know that Bryce has gone out there, that Bryce was encouraging youth to vote, which is why he was in Wyoming, which is commendable, but also at the same time, he wasn't endorsing a candidate, which, but then again, like, I mean, Kim Kardashian also posted go vote without endorsing
she
a
didn't
candidate.
post anything on that's disappointing to me.
That is disappointing.
And
How
I like
many
her.
followers does she have again?
67 million.
So those are 67 million people. Granted, I'm sure a lot of her followers can't vote, but still they know someone who could vote. They could, if they see Addison Rae saying go vote on the day of the election, that definitely could help a bunch of people go day up.
That's lame. Oh my God. There's, we could even talk about this another time.
Yeah.
There was all these influencers at war with each other, all the Dance Mom alums that are now influencers.
Right.
When a couple of them on election day came out in support of Donald Trump, and then others were very disappointed by that. Like Maddie Ziegler commented that was not cool, or whatever. I forget what she said, but yeah, it's crazy times.
It is a crazy time.
I'm thankful that we have silliness like Bryce Hall with Addison Rae, Are They Real or Not, to talk about, because this is important.
Yes.
No, it is. It's an important distraction.
I mean, honestly, we have TikTok to really blame, and the TikTok drama and the best teen show out there, which is the cast of people who are on TikTok and all that drama unfolding, that got us through and is getting us through this pandemic and this quarantine. I mean, when shows were canceled, what were you doing? You were seeing what was going on between Charlie D'Amelio and Little Huddy, and the day TikTok exploded, and is Braddison on? Are they off? Doa, all that stuff. Like, we do have them to thank for keeping us entertained and distracted, because I know right now, Perez, your head is thinking, and mine too, about the election and what is going on with those results. So it is kind of nice to have this little break in reality and trying to figure out what's going on with this relationship.
And no matter what happens with the results in the election, this still is our social media culture. This is still the culture that we're involved in. And like, no matter what, in a week and 2 months after the inauguration, TikTok's going to still be around, and we're still going to be trying to figure out what's going on with Addison and Bryce. Maybe somebody new, but that is the culture. That is the culture that the youth are looking to. I mean, you can't deny the numbers that these people rack up on social media, and the kind of and the influence and power they really do have. That's why they're called influencers. So,
Absolutely. And back what you were saying, Perez, it is sad that they didn't use their influence or their power on a very important day yesterday. Also, Bryce having a video coming out today, the day after election, which again, I don't know if it's out yet, but had he released that video yesterday, and had a message to go reminding people to go vote, like, that could have been very helpful.
You'd think that they would know that they have some influence, being that they are all called social media influencers, but that went over the head.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to surpass Bryce Hall and TikTok followers before the year's over. Yes. Watch out.
Hey.
I can't wait to see that happen, Perez. I believe in you.
I mean, I don't really think it's going to happen, but it's a nice goal.
It is a good goal.
You got to get Addison. You got to get Addison in one of your videos. That's all it takes.
I got to make that happen.
Yeah.
I probably have a better shot of getting her mom.
Yeah, Sherry probably will do it. Well, yeah, it's also interesting too to think that back, that Bryce was on TikTok really before Addison was. There was a time when Addison had way less followers than Bryce, and now she has surpassed him. But we do, I'm curious to see what will happen next with Braddison. Just the other day, Griffin Johnson was interviewed as he was leaving the gym by the Hollywood Fix, and they asked him the question, we're wondering, what is going on with Bryce and Addison? And Griffin said, which is really what is going on, that even him, who lives with, who's with Bryce all the time, doesn't really know what's going on with them, because they're on, they're off, they're on, they're off. Yes, as we report this, they are on. And I know that everyone in the comment section hopes they stay on. But, if we look at the history of this relationship,
this video has got a lot of dislikes.
Got a lot of dislikes. Everyone's saying, stop hating on Bryce and Addison. Dislike this now. Everyone unsubscribe. Dislike this video. but they're still
Hey.
watching. So thank you, haters.
If this were my channel, I
Yes.
would say bye, unsubscribe, but it's not. It's Hollywire, so make sure you stay subscribed,
Stay
okay?
subscribed. We have a lot of other great videos coming to you guys, amazing interviews. Well, guys, what do you think is going on with Braddison? Based on the people commenting right now, we know you don't believe this, but do you think their relationship is real or fake? Let us know. I'm Gabi Conti.
I'm Perez Hilton.
I'm Ian Callahan.
And follow us at Hollywire for your 24/7 celebrity news.